My 16-year-old son demanded total control over his driving life since he was basically an adult. He sobbed trying to figure out why his car sounded like a dying whale. Caden got his license last summer and immediately acted like he'd been freed from prison. For months, I'd been managing his gas money and reminding him about oil changes and making sure he left on time. 2 weeks into junior year, he storms into the kitchen after work. "Mom, I need you to stop treating me like I'm 5 years old about driving. My friend's parents don't track her every mile and she's doing fine." I almost mentioned that this same friend put diesel in her Honda last month and paid $1,200 to flush her fuel system, but let him continue. I want to handle everything myself. Gas, maintenance, insurance, all of it. Not managing another human's schedule sounded like heaven. Fine. You want complete automotive independence, it's yours. I won't say a single word about anything car related. His face lit up like he'd won the lottery. Wait, seriously? No more lectures about tire pressure or receipts? I nodded and went back to making snacks. What Caden didn't know was that I'd already paid for AAA through next year and had $500 in an envelope marked car emergency ready for when reality hit. The first 2 weeks he celebrated by driving literally everywhere, including the 3 blocks to school, even though he literally could see the building from our front porch. Then his girlfriend called me whispering that his car died at the mall and he was too embarrassed to call. I gave her the AAA number and the tow truck driver told him running on fumes damages the fuel pump. Then soon after I heard him panicking to his dad about a grinding sound when he turned the wheel that sounded like metal being tortured. It wasn't long until Caden had developed a genuine eye twitch from stress. He discovered gas prices varied by location and spent 40 minutes driving around to save 3 cents per gallon while burning 2 gallons in the process. He put premium gas in our ancient Honda because it sounded fancier, not realizing it was completely unnecessary. The grinding had evolved into what he described to his terrified girlfriend as a dying whale being murdered by robots. His manager started scheduling him for fewer hours after he was late 3 times in 1 week because he never factored in warming up the car or scraping ice off windshields. Then he promised to drive his girlfriend and her friends to a party, but the car died at 3 different red lights, and they all ended up calling their parents to rescue them, while Caden stood there watching his social life evaporate. Meanwhile, I was using my extra free time to take up watercolor painting and actually finishing my coffee while it was still hot. Every week brought new disasters like him trying to jumpstart the battery with the cables backwards or adding windshield wiper fluid to the brake fluid reservoir because they were both blue liquids. He kept asking his dad increasingly panicked questions about whether cars were supposed to shake violently at stop signs or if smoke coming from under the hood was normal in cold weather. A couple months into our arrangement, Caden walked into the kitchen where I was paying bills looking like someone told him his dog died. "Mom, something is catastrophically wrong with the car. It's making this horrible metal shrieking sound like 1,000 fingernails on a chalkboard, and yesterday it completely died in the middle of an intersection, and this soccer mom got out to scream at me." He slumped into a chair. "There's this light that looks like a genie lamp that's been on for 6 weeks, and I googled it, and apparently the engine is dying and costs $10,000 to replace." I pulled out my phone and showed him the maintenance app I'd been using. "You're 2 months overdue for an oil change. The dying whale sound is your power steering fluid being empty. The metal shrieking is your brake pads grinding to nothing. The genie lamp is the check engine light." He stared at the app like I'd revealed I was secretly Batman. "You've been tracking this the entire time? You watched me destroy the car and just let it happen?" I shrugged. "You wanted total independence without any paranoid mom stuff, remember?" His face went through 6 different emotions before landing on complete defeat. "I thought cars just kept working if you put gas in them. I didn't know they needed constant attention like some kind of mechanical toddler that dies if you ignore it."